Alrighty then. If y'all just give me a second here and figure out why the hell this computer is loading so damn much. It's annoying as hell. Anyways, okay. So, first off, as you can see, I finally got my good mic back. I sound a whole hell of a lot clearer than I do in the previous videos. God knows I hate it when my quality is not up to par. But so yeah, we're going to dive into this. This is something that has been on my mind for quite a long time, actually. Now, I understand that, when it comes to, people in their religions, I understand that things can get a bit emotional, okay? Things can get a bit emotional. You say the wrong thing and, and they lose their shit. That's just the bottom line. And that's with every religion, But see, when you if you just actually step back for a minute and you actually research every last one of these religions, long story short, it's all the same fucking story. It's all the story that has been told from the same old story. Now, I've never actually talked about this in my actual videos. However, I have taught this to people one-on-one about the Sumerian story and the Sumerian tablets and the lost books of Enki and so on and so forth and everything else. Now, a lot of people think that just because this guy Zechariah Sitchin or whatever was the one that published these books, and they think that he made up the story and whatnot. And I'm here to tell you that same story is told in all ancient cultures. So something definitely did happen a long ass time ago, hundreds of thousands of years ago, before the creation of humans. And when we fast forward all the way up until today, and we see that it's like the same story is still being told over and over again. So we need to ask ourselves the question, why is the same story being used over and over again? Okay, I don't give a fuck what religion that you support, because as you know, this channel does not do religion. Okay, we're not religious over here on this side. I am not religious. Okay, I've been through this shit. I used to be a part of the Hebrew Israelite movement. Yes, I did. I will admit that shit. I ain't afraid to admit where the hell I came from, because at some point we have to always never forget where the hell we come from, where we came from. And at the same time, we can't totally crucify people of what they don't know. If you don't know, you don't know. That's just the bottom line. Now, if somebody teaches it to you and you learned it, and and all of a sudden you do have a knowing of this subject, but yet you still choose to remain ignorant, that right there, my friends, is the problem. That is the problem. When you go back and you teach these damn people this shit, and then you turn around and then the next thing you know, they trying to cram their asses back up into the damn church again. You know what I'm saying? They all of a sudden they back into that same circular ass motion that everybody just keeps going in, just round and round and round and round and round, just kind of like those lamb that suddenly just start walking around in a circle and just around and around and around for 12 fucking days straight. And I think it was even longer than that. I think it was up to I think they went past 2 weeks just walking in that same damn circle. Now, sad. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Something is up. Because right before my dog died, I can't believe I'm on here talking about this shit, but I must. Right before he died, about a month or so ago, you know, bless his spirit, and hopefully he can he can move up the ladder in his next life. He was a good dog, but whatever. But anyways, he just kept walking around in circles, just out of nowhere. We woke up one morning and the next he's just walking around in circles. He just would not fucking stop. He wouldn't stop for a damn. We try to pick him up. He'll get mad. He'll snap at you. We put him down. We finally got him out of his damn, out of his little doggy cage or house or whatever, And he still just continued to just walk around and round and round and round and round and round and round in circles. Now, the vet tried to tell us that it has something to do with a brain tumor. I mean, yeah, granted, he was a bit of it, he was a bit up there in his age and stuff, but he was just perfectly fine the morning before. And before you go on here to try to tell me that, he has some kind of dementia or, he, or something, no. Okay? No. Spare me that bullshit. Spare me the fucking physical possibilities bullshit on that. Okay? There's no way in hell that all of a sudden he just wakes up he's totally fine the days before, and then all of a sudden he wakes up walking in circles out of nowhere. Just like the damn sheep started walking in circles. What the fuck's going on? The way they're walking around in circles is the same way they walk around the Kaaba in Mecca. So here we go. So while we're talking about that, let's get on into the subject at hand. What the hell is going on? Why can't people break out of the fucking box? If you remember a while ago, the video is still up there, and I talked about the cube matrix and stuff. And I explained how, everything with the cube matrix deals with time. Right? Well, what you must understand, if you don't know by now, that time does not actually exist. Only those numbers on those things you call clocks exist. Because understand, when you are actually ascending in consciousness, time begins to fluctuate. Some days that shit'll move at the speed of light. You'll be sitting there wondering yourself, where the hell did the day go? What the hell? And then some days it'll slow down. Or some days on the same day, it'll be the morning time for the first half of the day, and then it'll be dragging, or it'll go fast. And then the second half of the day it'll do the opposite of what the hell it did in the morning. Now, again, you can go watch that video. I go into a little more depth on that and everything, but this kind of ties into what I'm talking about here, dealing with this whole cube matrix thing and dealing with the religions and why people can't break out of the shit that I keep talking about in just about every damn video, especially my older ones, when I kept talking about breaking out of the box, how people cannot let things inside and out of their box, because that is the parameters of their reality. So where is this reality coming from? What is it? You know what I'm saying? As we know, all is mind, okay? Because you're not in a physical prison. No. You're trapped inside of a mental prison. I know you've seen the movie, the Matrix movie. I know you've seen that. And it's a fact. You are mentally trapped inside of this thing called the Matrix. Now understand that because all is mind is, when you manifest whatever and everything, and all the things that you perceive with your mind in this so-called reality or whatever is all just that. It's all just mind. It's just all solidified energy. And at some point, it all deals with a frequency. And that's what I want to get into this talk here. I guess you should say, that I believe. And of course, as always, you don't have to believe a damn thing that I say. But I believe that there is some frequency that is keeping people from moving ahead. And the ones that do move ahead are only able to do so because there's something different about them. For instance, they're old souls or something, and they've reincarnated into this lifetime, and they're what this spiritual community likes to call an indigo or a star seed or a crystal child or whatever. Okay. But most of the time, it's because they are old souls that came from another somewhere, another dimension, another whatever, because the universe is so damn vast. It could have came from anywhere, right? Could have came from any kind of dimension or whatever, right? But everybody else outside of that, normal people, normal humans, are just not, they can't crack it. They just can't crack it. Okay, you come here, 70-year-old person, old as hell and stuff, and they're so gung ho for whatever deity of whatever religion that they like to rep. You know what I'm saying? But yet you have somebody else come in, somebody much younger, and this young person is teaching 64-year-olds, 70-year-olds. Because that particular person, even though they are much, much, much younger, have a high possibility of being one of these old souls. So just because you're older doesn't mean you're older. You can be older in this reality, in this time, right? But that doesn't account for anything else outside of this time, outside of this dimension, okay? Now, again, all of these religious books, these religious texts and everything, especially the Bible, it is damn near plagiarized from these Sumerian tablets. These so-called gods, which, by the way, it doesn't matter if it was Sumeria, it doesn't matter if it was Egypt, it doesn't matter if it was Mesopotamia or whatever, ancient India or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's all the same gods under different names. That's all the fuck it is. That's all it is. Different names, different looks, but it's all the same damn person. Whoever and however that they actually looked. Okay? When you look in there and see that one verse, let us make man in our image, you find that same saying in that same Sumerian story, let us make man in our image. And why did they make man in their image? Because they got tired of doing physical fucking labor, so they decided, hey, let's go create these humans, okay, and have them do this shit for us. And all of them said, oh, damn, that's a great idea. So let us make man in our image. Not exactly that in our image part, but they decided, hey, let's go create some damn people. Okay? And understand, there are different types of people on this planet. Okay? Just as Delbert Blair said, there's man, there's mankind. You know what I'm saying? There's mankind, there's man, and then there's God, man. Like there's man, mankind, human, and then there's God, man. And why? Because really and truly, this is why you have all these different blood types and shit. This is why you have junk DNA lying all over the place. You don't know where the hell it comes from. There is no junk in the universe. Okay? There is no junk that resides inside of this perfectly created creation. Whom and whatever that is beside the point. We should know, because whether y'all want to actually believe this or not, or if you just tend to want to just keep remaining naive about this fact, that people look different from one another. For instance, Caucasian people's hair goes a completely different direction naturally compared to ours. Their shit goes down, our shit goes up. It's like the difference between fire and water. Not only that, it's a completely different texture. Totally different. Now, whether people want to believe this or not, this is, I don't, whatever, okay? Truth be told, when it comes to black people's skin, we are, in our whole makeup and everything, we are more natural people overall compared to everybody else. This is why the rest of the world treats us all differently. This is why they treat us like differently, because we are different. They treat us like outsiders because we are technically outsiders. But whatever with that. I don't want to get too deep into that, but you need to understand, you need to do some research up on it because it's a damn fact. I heard somebody in my family the other day say that. That they couldn't. It was like, why is it? Why does our hair look different, feel different, and everything else from all of their hair? Their hair is all straight and everything. And of course, ignorance sets in and they don't, you perish for lack of knowing, just as it does say in the damn book, the Bible, quote unquote, my people perish for lack of knowledge. And again, I can't fault it for it. All I could do is hint her at why that is. It's not hard if you go back and just do the research. Because there's nothing new that's being taught here. Everything that I'm talking about, everything that everybody else on this on YouTube talks about and everything, this is all already known shit. It's very rare that somebody will actually come on here and channel something that, is completely unknown. And that is possible. It is possible. I've seen it. Somebody will come out and they'll say something and you'll be like, what the what? Like, it'll make no sense at all. But anyhow, let me not get too far off the subject here, okay? We are talking about why, what is it? What is it, this belief, this whole idea? Like, what is it? Why can't people move outside of it? And on top of that, why is every religion linked to Saturn symbolism? If you take the cross, Well, here, I mean, well, yeah, if you take the cross and cut it up into 6 parts, you have the damn what? You have the fucking hexagon. You have the box. You have the box. And not only that, if you do if you're calculating the cube matrix and you put all the different numbers inside the circle in the sets of 9, okay, I don't remember exactly what order it is, but when you add out all the numbers together out towards the box, they all come to 15. They all come to 15, and that's significant because 15 is 1 plus 5, which adds up to 6. So you got 666, 666, 666, 666 on every side of that motherfucking cube. And here we go with the 6s again, and it's very interesting because once again, Saturn is the 6th planet from the sun. Let's look into some things. Now, hold up. Now, let's look into some things because this is very interesting. Now, all right. Here we go. Let's start off with, this is the Metatron's cube, okay? So essentially, this is almost like a part 2 to the cube metrics video that I made a few years ago, and so on and so forth. But as you can see, this is basically still a 6-pointed sided. This is still the cube right here, and look, and it resides inside of the circle. No matter what, it's all part of the flower of life. The flower of life, everything comes from the flower of life. Everything. Okay? All things are created from that blueprint. And it's very interesting because I think, and again, I feel like somebody took this blueprint. They took the blueprint of Metatron's cube, and they have literally created their own reality. That's what I believe. And again, I believe it has everything to do with this particular planet here. And why? Why? Well, look. This is the only planet that has this shit. It has the hexagon. It has the hexagon. And as you also know, Saturn's rings are not natural. No, they're not natural. Okay. And I think there is something, there is some kind of frequency that comes off of the rings of Saturn. Okay. And I know people like to say this is a conspiracy theory. No, ain't no damn conspiracy theory. You should know by now. If you do enough research, you will know that those rings, which are still being created today on Saturn, usually Saturn, all those millions and millions of billions of years ago, okay, at its birth, at its height, did not have these rings because it is said that Saturn actually used to be a star. What kind of star? I don't know. Okay, because again, as I always say, I don't profess to know everything, you know. But it's hilarious because all of the religions, especially Islam, have a link to Saturn. I mean, hell, they walk around so-called the Kaaba. The Kaaba. That's what they call it, the Kaaba. Oh, you mean like a Merkaba, you know, like that? You talking about the cube? The Kaaba, the cube. Is that what you're talking about? Of course, it's a giant cube and people circle around. It's like this is the cube, and they circle around, they circle around, they circle around, almost the same way that Saturn is laid out. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Because like the cube is at the top. This little diagram, this hexagon, actually sits at the top of Saturn. And then all around it, you got all the rings that go around and around and around and around and around. And, it's just, this is the diagram right here. And there's definitely a frequency that comes off of it. Okay, that is definitely not what I was looking for. Okay. And as you know, Saturn also being tied to the god Kronos. Kronos is the god of time. Time, Kronos, Saturn. Saturn, Kronos, religion, time. Holy shit, what do we got here? Metatron's cube? Yeah, somebody took the blueprint, and they have literally created a reality. And the reason why we can't break out of these religions unless we're like literally unless our spirit or our soul has grown enough to the point to where we can actually finally break out of the veil of this shit, right? So that we can break this constant circle of ridiculousness called religions. Okay. And basically, yeah, the three largest religions: Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. Christianity is mostly sun worship, Judaism is mostly moon worship, and Islam is mostly Saturn worship. However, Saturn is central to all three. It has anything and everything to do with Saturn. Saturn is also called the Black Sun. And from what I know, when you look at the star and the moon, you thinking that you're looking at a star and a moon of the Islam tradition. No, it's actually Saturn. When the sun beams off of it a certain way, it actually has that look with the crescent, so-called crescent moon and star. Okay. Saturn is the black cube. See? In Islamic belief, Muslims are supposed to go to Mecca, Saudi Arabia, where there's a giant cube called the Kaaba. As I told you, this is where religious ceremonies are held that involve walking in circles, the rings of Saturn, which I just told you, around the black cube, which represents Saturn. Now this is crazy because what's that old dude's name? That old white guy's name, Norman Bertrand or something like that, right? Said he saw some tall ass black people. The lady tried to correct him and say, oh, okay, so you saw dark people. He's no, not dark, black. He said he saw some black people getting off a damn spaceship around the fucking Saturn rings. Around the black cube. Very interesting. Saturn is L. Now, Saturn's hexagon. And y'all can read up on this on yourself. I highly recommend it. Okay? This is how you research, people. This is how you learn shit right here. Reading is fundamental. Okay? So let's have some fun for mental. Okay? Because the problem is when you start thinking physically, like, when you start taking things like certain things that are said in the Bible literally. Like, you know, a lot of Christians believe that they're saved, that if they accept Jesus into their heart and blah, 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 that all of a sudden they're saved. Oh, saved from what? And again, this is not a religious channel, but let me just tell you now. I have to ask, what are you saved from? What are you saved from? You're not saved from shit. Did those... Now, I mean, let's think about all the shootings that had happened. All those innocent people that had died, especially those kids in them schools. Those young, innocent kids in those schools. I'm sure plenty of them so-called accepted Jesus into their heart, but did that save them? Did that save them from the death that they experienced? No. You know what so-called Jesus saves you from? It doesn't save you from no physical harm. Okay, it doesn't save you from shit out of this physical reality. You know what it really saves you from? It saves you mentally. People, mentally. The light of the body is the eye. Huh? If thine eye be single, you only have two. Where's the single one? Then thy whole body shall be full of light. How do you explain that how do you possibly explain that on a physical level? How do you literally explain that to be, to actually being something that happens for real? Because that's the problem with people that are taught from the Bible. They're taught to know these things and learn these things literally. But damn near 90% of the verses, especially all the ones that are told by so-called Jesus, aka Zeus, okay, that all of those verses are basically all metaphors, and not even just the ones he said. Just about all of the shit in that book is all metaphors. Besides the book of Genesis. The book of Genesis comes from the story of creation. Now, naturally, everybody comes into the world through the mother, The mother, feminine energy, circle, okay? Circle, curves. Women are the only creatures on the planet that have curves, natural curves. They got specially rounded asses. They have boobs and shit. You know what I'm saying? They birth the child. The man cannot naturally do this. Okay, that's why the cube, all these straight lines in here, doing all the work. That is masculine energy. So even in nature, like I said, go watch the Cube Matrix video that I did. Go watch that video that I did about the cube. Please, just go watch it. All right, all these straight lines. I'm not gonna sit here and repeat myself over and over and over. All these straight lines are masculine energy. All the circles are feminine energy. You need both of the two to form new life, to form new something, new anything. Okay? But again, mental people. You are locked away in a box of a mental reality. You are free physically. But mentally, you are an absolute slave. See, between Voyager 1 and 2, there were differences in the rings of Saturn. There should have been no changes in the rings between the two missions, but there were. Some people believe, and photos seem to confirm this, that there are enormous spacecraft of some sort around Saturn that actually generates the rings. Who the fuck is up there making those rings? Now, this is very interesting because there's a crazy sound that comes off the ring. The rings are made out of liquid crystals. Okay? So what, as you know, with liquid crystal, what can it do? It creates sound. Surely you've heard of sound bowls, right? Well, it's the same kind of thing. And let me tell you now, the sound is not pretty, but it is definitely a sound that comes off of Saturn, and it is. Turn this up so you can hear it. Okay, that's enough of that shit. So, that's the sounds that comes off of Saturn's man-made rings. Now I ask you, Saturn is the 6th planet from the damn sun. We are so far away from Saturn. Saturn is a blip in our in our night sky. It's so damn far away. However, somehow, for some reason, everything is Saturn symbolism. Even it's not even just religions, brands, product brands, banks, so on and so forth. JP Morgan, Chase Bank. Ugh, no, I don't want that. Chase Bank. This is the fucking cube. Did you see that? This is the #1 bank in the U.S. Oh, how ironic. And it just so happens to have that as their symbol. Everything. All symbols, colors, lights, sounds. Anything that you can imagine has a fucking frequency. And your senses calibrate this so-called reality that you're in. So basically they can also inhibit your senses and mess you up at the same time too. See? But this sound is giving off from this planet, and somehow, because we have so much Saturn, there's so much Saturn worship here on this planet. Why? Why? There is a link between Saturn and this planet, and the absolute insanity of the people and what they believe and how they feel and how they think and so on and so forth on this planet. It's already bad enough that we have 5G, which, God, it's already bad enough as it is. But the sound is somehow being transmitted to Earth, and what would be the best way to transmit a sound to Earth? A frequency that is so thin that you can't exactly hear it, but it still somehow affects it somehow affects human mobility. One very possible way, I think, is through the moon. They already say the moon is a satellite. A satellite can pick up frequencies and relay those same frequencies and transmit them in another direction. Oh wow, what would be the best way to do that? Well, hell, the moon is right outside. The moon is right outside of the planet. You could relay a frequency all the way to the moon, and believe me, this is very possible. It's not possible for us, but understand we are light years behind in terms of technology. They can relay that by some method, I don't know what, to the moon and relay that damn frequency back onto the earth and inhibit human mobility. And I think that's what it is. As a matter of fact, that's what it says right here. One theory suggests that Saturn is a gigantic electromagnetic frequency broadcast system. These ideas suggest that Saturn broadcasts an electric magnetic frequency toward the moon. Mic drop. Mic drop. A fake reality, exactly like in the movie The Matrix. God. And think about it. You already have the cube that's in place, which stems from Saturn. Okay, it's the only planet with that hexagon. And again, as I told you, the cube matrix deals with time. Time, Father, time, Saturn is fucking with you. Shit. Oh my. This is why they have daylight savings time. This is why they have to keep. Hold on. Speaking of time. This bastard's right on time. Hate that clock. It's not mine. I really wish I could break it, but again, it's not mine. But anyways, where was I? Yeah, right. Okay. So yeah, time. Father Time, Metatron's cube. Okay. A frequency of time, a box of reality that locks you in time. Because understand, we do everything by time. Do we not? We get up and go to work at a certain time. We have dinner around a certain time. We have breakfast and lunch around a certain time. We meet people and do this and that and all these other activities at a certain time. Your favorite show comes on at a certain time. Your birthday and your birth time and day you were born and then et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It was all during a certain time. Everything is run by time, aka the Matrix. That's why in the movie Matrix, when Neo finally became the one and all he could see was these fucking numbers everywhere. He was looking into the Matrix. He had gone beyond the veil. And to think, just like as I was talking about in my previous videos about this digital society, I guess you can call it, this digital reality that they're trying to sink us into. We're already in a digital reality. But the further we sink into this digital reality, the further into the Matrix we dive into. And it'll just make it even harder to even think about breaking out of this reality mentally. People are going to be so locked into this shit. And to think everything, because like I said, everything with the phones. Remember I talked about the phones and the programming and the shape and so on and so forth. How everything is a cube. Everything is a rectangle. Everything. Okay? You see these devices, but they don't really exist. They only exist because your mind tells you that they exist. You're not really playing those games. You're not really talking through these devices to these people. You hear it. All right. It does work. But in actual reality, it's not actually happening. And I know that sounds fucking insane to say. Okay. I know that sounds insane to say. This is why television programming, all through all the years, the shape of the television has not changed. Even though it's a rectangle, it is still a cube. It is still a cube. Because when you're looking through that shit, that's why it's called television programming. You're literally being programmed once again by this same frequency that comes through the television, that is relayed from your fucking moon, that comes all the way from fucking Saturn, that these people are fucking with. And oh shit. You get where I'm trying to go with this, right? I really hope you do. I know some of this might sound absolutely fucking crazy to y'all, to some of you. But if you've never been on my channel before, you should already know damn well by now that shit, talking crazy is what I do. This is all we talk about. We don't talk about the shit that soothes your ears. We don't talk about the shit that you want to hear. You want to hear that sugar coated shit. You know what I'm saying? You want to be entertained. You want to be you want to be sedated. You want to be put to sleep. You want to be all of these. You want all these things to happen to you. You want all these things happen to you. All right? Because once again, can't nobody save you mentally but you. Only you can save you. A lot of people always talk about, I heard God, or I heard the voice. I heard a voice in my head. Because a lot of people always say like, something told me to, something said, something. What is that something? You're hearing yourself, people. You're hearing yourself. No, you're not hearing the voice of God. Okay? Heaven and hell is a fictitious idea. Heaven and hell is all up here as I point to my head. God and the devil reside in you. Why do you think all those old cartoons from back in the day, the old, the Looney Tunes, well, sometimes they'll have the angel popping up, the so-called God on this shoulder, the L, and then you'll have the demon popping up on this side over here. Okay, that's your higher and lower. That's your higher and lower self. I talked about that in the same 7 Steps of Conscious Alchemy video. It's all the same thing. And that's last step. Why nobody ever reaches the end is because that frequency hooks onto their ass like a fish on a hook, and it pulls them back in, and then there they go. There they go. It's a frequency. And this is the reason why a lot of people cannot break out of it. You have to break out of the box in order to be able to see what's real and what's not. What's really real and what's not. But in order to do this, and God damn it, I'm gonna sound like a broken record, because I've said this in the last several videos that I've made. In order to do this, You have to have an open mind. See, here's the problem with that. Having an open mind is a choice. Because that's the problem. See, we have too many choices. We have choices. We have too many choices. And the very fact that we are free to have that choice is what allows us to continue to remain ignorant or free. But it's up to you to decide. Can't nobody else decide that after you. Not you, not your friends, not your family, not your best friend in the world, not your spirit guides or whatever. No, you. Only you. All right? So I hope that was interesting. It sure was interesting to me because some of that shit even blew my fucking mind. But something to really think about, you know. When I come on here and do these videos, you know, I realize I don't post as often as some people do, you know. And I get busy with shit, you know what I mean? I get busy with things. But, you know, I'm always posting on the community tab. Let me see. I'm always posting things on the community tab, you know. If I see something that's about to happen or if I see something coming, you know. And another thing too, this video right here, like I said, I know I cussed a whole lot in that video and everything. I mean, if that's something that's too light or too heavy for you, you know, to understand, because I said a lot of things in there that I think are very useful, especially the talk that I made about saying that, oh, they're going to create their own CBDC, and well, would you look at what we got here? ISO 222 being linked to the CBDCs, the new European Prime Minister of Britain, the new British Prime Minister, or whatever position he took. The very first thing he started talking about was what? Yep, CBDC. Now all of a sudden, all we ever talk about is the CBDC, and once you know it, now they're also starting to talk about UBIs. How fucking interesting. I started talking about UBIs 2 years ago in this video right here. And I started saying that they're going to do this shit. And then in this video, I said they're still going to do this shit with the UBIs. And they're going to do it through a digital system. No, it's not going to be Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to hell. I'm sorry. Ethereum and Bitcoin were experiments. They were experiments. Think about it. There's over 21,000 different tokens. And a whole lot of those tokens are just basically nonsense tokens. Some somebody that, the average Joe created in their damn garage or for some shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them. And I'm sorry to say, but if you're talking about big money coming into this, they're not going to want all this riffraff up in there. They're not going to want all the bullshit hanging around. They're going to wait until some real utility comes in, and it's going to be those utility tokens that are only going to be the last ones standing. And then over time, because everything is just a total hot ass mess in the economy, they're going to eventually start doing this UBI. And the reason why is because that's going to give them total control. Control. That is the name of this game here. All right. From controlling you and your beliefs, controlling what you see on TV, controlling what you know, what they want you to know, to controlling your goddamn finances and everything else in the world that you want to buy or whatever, your freedom of purchasing. These are not good people. They are not doing this for your better life. They're not here to make your life better. They're not here to make things easier for you. Oh yeah, they'll make it easier. All right. It'll be so easy that they'll know every step you take. This is something we have to really think about here. Really think about. Everything is being pulled deeper into the matrix. You know, you're diving deeper into their backyard. You look up now, all of a sudden we're getting that much closer to virtual reality, even though virtual reality is an ancient technology, but it's new to us. It's new to us because we never seen no kind of shit like this before, especially the new humans on the planet. They're like, what? What is that? We're diving deeper and deeper into it, and I'm telling you, the further we dive deeper into this, into technology, because here's the thing, man. Here's my thing about technology. Technology can be a great thing. It's not good and it's not bad. You know what I'm saying? It's just like hip hop. There's nothing wrong with hip hop. There's nothing wrong with rap. There's nothing wrong with, what the beat sounds like and so on and so forth. No. The problem with that, with our shit you call that I guess you can call it rap. I call it trash. Is the fucking message. It's the message, people. They could easily get their asses up there with that same beat, that same melody, that same creepy ass black keyed tone fucking melody, and they could still get up there and talk about something that's like higher knowledge, something that's in the realm of higher conscious, something that's uplifting, something that's motivating. But no. What are they doing? They're getting up there and they're talking about drugs. Oh, we take drugs every day. Yeah, you must take drugs. You gotta take drugs. Oh, we killing niggas. Yeah, we shoot our own kind. We kill ourselves. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, get out there, get that gun and shoot that nigga. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I fuck your bitch and all this other shit and all this other fucking trash. And I don't even want to talk about the music videos. Seeing like more and more every day, black women just become the hoes of society. And y'all wonder why you starting to see more and more interracial mixtures and shit. More interracial couples and shit. More interracial marriages and stuff. You think that's by accident? No. No. They pushed it on you. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's on the billboards. You see them. Those are those are the frequencies. Once again, you see one thing, but they're telling you another. Straight to your mind. Your subconscious is picking up what is actually being relayed from the image. But your frontal conscious is only seeing what the hell you seeing. And you know, and you get all mixed up. Your mind gets all messed up because, you know, your subconscious, which by the way, we hardly don't use, because that's the other 90% that we don't use. We only use 10% of our brains because that's the front conscious 10% that we see with the two eyes. Okay? And that alone is what's really fucking us up. That's what's confusing our society. You think it don't work? You think it don't work? It'll be so subtle. You'll see it in a magazine, a black woman and a white man, or you'll see a black man and a white woman. They won't be kissing or nothing. Not like they'll be holding hands. Sometimes they will be hugging or whatever. But then again, once again, you look around, you see all these interracial marriages. But anyways, again, technology is not good. It's not bad. All right, there's nothing wrong. The technology is. That's all it is. It just is. It does what it does. It's how they utilize the technology that is the fucking problem. They're utilizing the technology to spy on every damn body, to listen to everything that you're saying. Like right now, they're probably listening to what the fuck I'm saying because my phone is right here. And in the past, I know it's just true because when I get on, because I had to buy an audio recorder. I'm actually on my computer now, but I had to buy an audio recorder so that I can get on here and talk about shit. Because before, when I fucking hacked into Bixby's ass and fucking shut her off completely to where she can't ET phone home, if you get what I'm saying. Okay. Her ass would always pop up. They would listen, and then next thing you know, a couple minutes later, here they are calling the phone through all these different, literally spamming the hell out of it. Spamming the hell out of the phone. It'll ring, I'll hang up. It'll ring, I hang up. It'll ring, I hang up. It'll just keep going over and over and over and over and over. Just totally distract me. And then by that time, I'm so damn mad, I completely forgot what the hell I was talking about. So now, which, it's dead now. But believe me, if it was on, I'd be having problems right now. But anyhow, yeah. Be careful. That's all I can tell you. Be careful. And I don't even know. This might be one of my last videos that I actually make. I'll keep the channel up, but I don't know. I don't even really have the motivation to really make these videos anymore. They don't get out to the public like I would like them to, because I'm definitely more than likely shadow banned. I have plenty of videos out there. They're not copyrighted or anything, but because of what I'm saying in the video, it doesn't get out. It doesn't get out too far. And that's how the That's how the YouTube algorithm works. See, when I made that video about the 7 steps of conscious alchemy, that shit blew up. Yeah. Has the most views on my channel, 13,000 now or something like that. Out of my only 536 subscribers, which a bunch of those are probably still a bunch of people that probably still are Hebrew Israelites and so on and so forth. Because I've been doing this for a long time. Been on this channel since 2011. And even then, I started making videos at 2011. But I've been on this thing for longer than this. I've been researching since high school, since 05. It's just, it wasn't until about a year after 2011 in 2012 that things really changed. That's when I left the Hebrew Israelite movement. That's when I started going out and researching everything they didn't want me to see, everything they told me not to research, everything, because that's how you got to do this. That's how you move forward. Okay? You move forward by venturing into the areas where they tell you not to go. By venturing and researching and studying both sides of the ideas. If you have one idea, somebody's telling you the good side of this idea, you got to go back and you also got to find the bad sides of the idea. All right? Because there's got to be some kind of balance, because without that balance, you're not going to be able to come to a conclusion. As I talked about in the previous video before, about balance. That's definitely what it's about. It's always about balance. So with that said, y'all, I'm going to end it here. And again, I don't know. This may actually be my last video. And one more thing before I go. On top of this digital system that we have coming here, watch out for what the hell is it called? Basically, there's going to be a somewhat of a social credit system. Yeah, social credit system. So if you are out on social media posting and doing shit you ain't have no business doing, especially on Facebook, especially on Facebook. Twitter is not as bad, but it's still pretty bad. But like I said, it's not as bad as Facebook and Instagram. Yeah. Just stop posting shit on those. Trust me. Find somewhere else to do it. But anyways, yeah. Be on the lookout for those. And watch your ass. So, alright. With all that being said, hope y'all enjoyed this little segment. It was a little bit longer than I was expecting it to be. I guess why the hell not? I don't know. I mean, I need a good reason. I need a good reason, as to why I should even bother making more videos. Because, like I said, I don't really see the reason. Videos ain't getting out there. Ain't nobody really watching them. Maybe one or two, and who the hell knows who the hell that is, some lucky individual that ran up on my channel that just so happened to click my name through a comment that I made on another channel. That's about the only way that you can actually find it. People that I know personally, that I post these on here and I tell them I have a new video, and they're like, shit, I didn't even know you had one. They're subscribed. They're, you know, the notification bell is on and everything, and they don't even get it. They don't even get it. So, I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to think about it, but I'll let y'all know. So, all right, y'all, take care. I'm out. Peace.